I'm just going to share screen. Well, I'm sure you've all heard about it by now. You'd have to be on another planet, I don't think, to not have heard about it. Though it kind of crept up in a way. And so they're going to test it at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes.
So we're all looking forward to it. We'll be testing our new emergency alert system, and you'll get an alert like this one on your mobile phone. You do not need to take any action. So it's directed to mobile phones across the UK, and warning about life-threatening events such as wildfires and severe flooding. Though they really have to be fairly localized, don't they, rather than everybody? Because if there's a wildfire up in the north of Scotland, it doesn't really concern us in an emergency sense. It'll only come from the government or emergency services, and will include details of the area impacted along with instructions of how to respond. I don't know, I've not seen anywhere whether they're able to target it on particular groups.
Yes, they are, because I read an article about it, and it said that they are able to localize them because it goes out through the masts. You know, the masts that are in each area.
Yep.
And this one is going to all the masts, but they can actually specifically target masts.
Right.
Masts. So say you're about to be devastated by a major flood. Everyone in that area will get it from their nearest mast. Yeah,
Right.
that was in the article I read anyway.
Didn't I read somewhere that it's only people with 4G and 5G?
So maybe I don't think it works on older phones. You're quite right.
I don't think people like Sandy will get it, for example.
No. Well, that'd be interesting. She can.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to that, wouldn't it? Yeah.
She wouldn't want it. She wouldn't want it anyway. But
no.
It's just like technology and modern things.
We are strengthening our national resilience with a new emergency alert system to deal with a wide range of threats, from flooding to wildflowers. There are wildflowers attacking us. It's the triffids.
You blame them?
Yeah, we blame wildflower.
No.
So it's built by a Boston company that's done it for several different companies. Let's see.
Everyone in the UK is getting an emergency alert text. Here's what it will say. An emergency alert will be going out to every single 4G or 5G smartphone in the UK as a test to warn people of future potential life-threatening emergencies. A message will appear on the home screens of phones and tablets at 3 PM on Sunday, April 23, alongside this siren and a vibration lasting around 10 seconds. The government says that the emergency alert system is simply a test, and that you'll be able to use your phone as normal after pressing OK or swiping away the message. Conspiracy theorists have spent weeks freaking out that the test is part of a sinister plot by the New World Order. Spoiler, it's not.
One of the reasons it arose this was during COVID, and they don't mention about in the list of things. It's always I can't say wildfires now without saying wildflowers. Wildfires or floods. But I think this is the main reason why they set it up. It was during lockdown. Do you remember getting one of these messages? They were sent as text messages, which are, you know, people tend to not look at their text messages anyway, but this was new rules in force now. You must stay at home. More information and exemptions.
Yes, I never saw that.
It all seems a very long time ago, that now.
Yes, it does.
But I've noticed quite a few people I know have got COVID. It seems to be coming back again, doesn't it? I don't know, maybe
it's very high at the moment, isn't it?
So it's a new strain, isn't there, going around?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. In America, they've got something called Amber Alerts. And in May in 2022, a Texas couple said that their 12-year-old son had suffered permanent hearing loss after an Amber Alert produced an ear-shattering sound whilst he was wearing AirPods. But it's interesting. I move on to this.
Oh, I was going to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah, the child abduction alerts. That's what it was. They've become what this research by an American university showed. They call it crime-controlled theatre. It shows that by and large these are ineffective, It's so inherently flawed that it is just a bit of theatre. And apparently they have them all over the place in America. What I ask, Bing, that's the Microsoft search engine. I asked it to come up with a conspiracy theory about the emergency alert. And this is what I was surprised it did it, actually. But this is what it said. This is a blatant attempt by the government to spy on us and control our minds. They claim they don't need our telephone numbers or locations to send us these alerts, but that's a lie. They're using cell broadcast technology to track our movements and monitor our communications. They can also send us subliminal messages through the alert sound and vibration that will make us obey their orders. This is not about public safety. This is about mass manipulation and tyranny. We need to resist this invasion of our privacy and freedom. Do not trust these alerts. Do not follow their instructions. Do not let them brainwash you. Opt out of the system now and spread the word to others. We are the resistance. And that was Bing, supposedly respectable. I was quite surprised that it came up with something quite. But this is another thing that I'm sure some of you are aware of as well. It didn't occur to me at all at first, but it's fairly obvious, isn't it? If you're somebody living with domestic abuse and you've managed to get a phone that you can keep secret from your abuser, then it can be quite rightly a lifeline. So if that goes off during that, the other person is liable to be there and be aware of it. So the idea has been to try and alert these people to turn it off, though whether they'll all hear that is another thing. It'd be interesting to see if it does have any of that consequences. But what this morning I got DALL-E, that IA artificial intelligence that draws thing. I said, paint St. George and the Dragon in the style of a comic book of the 1960s at the point where he has an emergency alert call on his mobile phone. So that was one. Oh, I also asked it to do it Henry V at the Battle of Agincourt. And here's another one. There's another one of I was trying to connect the two things together. The fact that it is St. George's Day, isn't it? I think I like that one the best. That's quite. It's going to go off during the London Marathon, which is today.
Oh, they'll be all. What a din that'll make!
I'd really like to hear a recording of that, because it starts off in like half an hour or so, something like that. But people will still be running at 3 o'clock. So it'll be really interesting.
On the news.
Slow ones.
Yeah. But that's another unintended consequence of it as well, isn't it? And this is from, I don't know what television channel this was.
To buzz your phone and make us all aware. One is nuclear attack, and the second is alien invasion. So is there something, you see, I sit here and I think, everybody laughs about this, but why does somebody want to ring my phone without me asking for it?
It's commonly used in the States, in the Netherlands.
Commonly.
Well, they do actually buzz people's phones whenever there's a hurricane coming, or in the case of COVID, there were lots of advice given through these
So when do you think the next
standings.
hurricane will hit us?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what the reason is here, but I guess it's just, post-pandemic precautions.
No, it's because they think they're going to be nuclear missiles fired from Russia, or they're aware of something, or they're aware that there has been an alien invasion. We have to point out we don't know that. But what we also don't know is why Downing Street want to do this. And I'm just putting the question.
And here are some emergency alarms from around the world.
That's like Mooney. The Mooney.
That's very Second World War-ish, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's scary.
No worries.
This is another one which I thought was quite amusing. I'll just play a bit of it. I like this one as well. This is a jokey one.
Oh, come on.
This is a fairly low-level conspiracy theory type approach.
Have a look at this.
Country hit by floods, wildfires and blizzards. Now the government is trialling a new alert system they hope will save lives. On Sunday, April the 23rd, mobile phones across the country are going to vibrate and make a loud noise like this. Users won't be able to access other features on their devices until they acknowledge the alert.
Oh. The next load of bullshit. You won't be able to access any other features on your phone until you acknowledge the alert. Switch it off. You do not need to know about the rubbish that they're gonna fucking come up with next. I'm not being funny, yeah, but do you really think after the past fucking few years, all the bullshit that they've come out with, that is honestly for that? You can't access any other features on your phone until you acknowledge the alert. Like, fuck off.
Hi, Bill.
Articulate, yeah.
Well, I thought a little roundup of the sort of things that are going on would be.
Oh, it's good that. Yeah, thank you.
I like there's a whole subgenre of people going around getting all the different alerts from around the world. See which one's the best.
Let's hope it doesn't all go wrong. Be a hoot.
You can see why they did it after the pandemic, because it took them 2 days to get the message out to everybody via text using the telephone companies. So they've set up one that they can control centrally. But do you think people are being paranoid about that?
I've got to say, if you see gov.uk, I never read them. I'm just kind of like, you know, I don't know, on principle, I think, really. I think it's probably Dominic Raab trying to bully me, but it's kind of,
goodness.
It's easy to miss things, isn't it? I mean,
It is.
if you get a torrent of emails and texts and all the rest of it, you don't always catch everything. But don't stand on the mail at 3 o'clock this afternoon, because you probably get your ears blasted out.
Yeah, that'd be quite. I hope they do record that, as Bernard said. It'd be quite interesting.
I sometimes do my big shop at sort of the quiet time, as I call it, on a Sunday at Tesco. Can you imagine all the shoppers? We're all stood there. I bet we all stand still when the alarm goes off.
Yeah, a bit like a minute. It's the opposite of a minute's silence, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And there will, of course, be people who are not aware of it.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
there'll be people who don't know about it. I mean, it's inevitable, isn't it? But
yeah,
it'd be interesting if hackers had got through to it and changed it so that the message says we are being targeted by the Russians, and they will strike within 40 minutes.
Chinese are on your doorstep.
It'd be that'd be pretty scary, wouldn't it? Well, have a good week ahead, everybody. And
yeah, you too. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.